All right, so we've made it about to the middle of the session. This is week 4, and I just wanted to touch base to see how everyone's doing and just to put out a couple of strategies that I would recommend based on how you're sort of feeling or what your status is in the course right now. First of all, there's plenty of time left in the course, but there's not unlimited time. So take all that in mind when you watch this video. And remember that being consistent is going to be absolutely key towards getting to where you want to be at the very end of the course, no matter where you are. What you've started is a great beginning, and how you finish is going to really help determine where you end up in the course. And I imagine you all want to get a great result, passing, getting the highest grade. So here are my ideas on how we can get there. All right, so I wanted to break sort of what I would recommend into a few categories. And the first is if you're ahead. And so I want to start here just because I think this is in any online course where I would recommend being. I think it's just so much better for your stress level and for your learning. One of the biggest benefits of an online asynchronous course is that you can work at your own pace. But if you are not ahead or at pace with the course, that can really get to be a challenge because you're sort of having to meet these deadlines that are approaching really quickly. So if you're ahead, congratulations, keep up the great work. You've found something that works for you. One reason students often are ahead at this point is because they have a time commitment coming up. So keep that in mind, if that is coming, continue to get ahead so that you won't be behind when you return. I also really hope that if you're ahead, that you feel excited about the course, that you enjoy the flexibility of being ahead, and there's just so many benefits that come with that. If that didn't work out this semester, I highly recommend for your next semester to really get out of the gate running and just, do everything you can from the earliest day possible. I think it really sets the tone for the rest of the course in a way that students really enjoy, and this is really my recommendation. One thing to keep in mind though is that the discussion still must be done within the current week, so be mindful of that. And I did want to reiterate the attendance policy, that you have to post in the discussion at least every 7 days, so once a week. And if you don't do that, there's going to be a warning from the school. The requirement is actually more than once every 7 days in general, but after 7 days of inactivity, you're going to get an attendance warning. And if you go 14 days without posting, then you'll be dropped from the course automatically, which is really a pain. You'll lose access. This isn't something I control. It's an automatic process, so be very aware of these attendance policies. This is I mentioned here because if students are trying to post way ahead, they still do need to post within the week to avoid these attendance implications. If you're behind, make a plan to catch up. And I think that if you're behind, this is one of the best times to check in with yourself and make sure that you're going to be able to get the result you're looking from the course. And I'm happy to make a more specific plan based on whatever your case may be, but my best general advice would be to keep it simple and just work a little bit every day. Start today, continue tomorrow, and don't skip a day until you're sort of ready and caught up again. I think that one thing I hear from a lot of students is, oh, I'm just really busy this week. I'm going to get everything done on the weekend or on the day when I'm not working. And I absolutely understand that sentiment. I think it's a great thought to book out that day, but even if you have a really busy schedule, spend at least 15 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever you can on the course to ensure that you're keeping up with it. Because I think one thing that happens is if we don't assess how much work things are going to be, it can really feel overwhelming on that one day, or something happens or whatever, right? So even if the bulk of your work is intended for a day that you're almost completely free, that's great, but do at least a little bit today if you're feeling behind. Because by the end of week 5, so this is week 4, by the end of week 5, I would aim to be all caught up. I think that's going to be what will put you in the best position for the last weeks of the course, which do tend to be more challenging. There's time. There's not a ton of time, so if you are intending to finish the course, begin today, and if you happen to be not intending to finish the course, make a plan to ensure that all your paperwork is submitted and things like that. But if you are planning to complete the course, we're here for you. My best recommendation, though, is to start today and every day until you're caught up. Okay, if you're feeling lost, I think this can definitely contribute to being behind, but a lot of students who are at pace with the material can be feeling lost. So, my first thing that I would mention is the course just moves quickly. These are 8-week accelerated schedules where these courses generally would be put into a 16-week larger schedule, or approximately 16. And so, because of this, expect 10 to 15 hours of focus each week. I know that you all have, that many of you have full-time jobs, that you have responsibilities for your families, but this is what is required to get a great result from a full-time educational commitment. So if you are not quite able to spend 10 to 15 hours of focus each week, then I would recommend trying to book out that much time so that you can work at your own pace, so that you're not rushing through things. Maybe if you're skipping a video or two each week, take the time to really digest those, right? 10 to 15 hours and of focus, I think is really important. If you are working for an hour, but during that time you're interrupted for whatever reason 3 times, I think that hour probably counts as half an hour, right? Your 10 to 15 hours, the more focused they can be, the better you're going to get out of them. And if you are spending that time and you're truly focused, I would expect to be getting a good result. Take your time, work proactively, and be patient. I think this is really key, right? Working proactively gives you the opportunity to be patient. And within this vein, I say 10 to 15 hours of focus each week, but that definitely doesn't mean you shouldn't take breaks, right? I think that if I'm working on something challenging, my brain can only really work for about 45 minutes at a time. So, if that, right, maybe 30 minutes is better. So 30 minutes of really serious focus, 10-minute break, another 30 minutes, and that's your hour for the day. Finally, we have a lot of resources here at Chamberlain, workshops, there's tutoring through the VCAS live sessions. These links are all within the course shell. And remember as well that I'm always here also. I am your liaison for this course, I'm your content expert, and I always look forward to hearing from students. I really want to help in any way that I can. All right, I hope that was useful for you. Remember, I'm here for you. I want to answer any questions you might have or help you figure out any strategies that you can to get the best result from this course. Reach out anytime. I know that as online students, it can be challenging to not have that daily face-to-face, but please know that that's very important to me that you have a point of contact. So I make it a really high priority to answer your emails quickly. You can always take screenshots of questions, email them to me. I can send back feedback quickly if we're not able to set up a meeting on the schedule that's up. And remember that there are workshops and everything, lots of resources here at Chamberlain to help you succeed. So do your best. Let me know if I can help with anything else, and good luck to you.